tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies.
As we take a look outside here, ISU Memorial Union, obviously it's very dark with daylight saving coming into effect. We're an hour earlier, so now the sun is not going to be out as long. But you might see some possible rain and snowflakes coming up through this camera. I'll have that and more coming up for your Iowa forecast.
Plus, Danny has a look at the national forecast. Size Eyes on the Skies for Thursday, November 4th starts now.
Live from Studio 171 in Ames, Iowa, the Iowa State Meteorology Department team of meteorologists brings you the latest weather from around the country and out your front door. Iowa State's longest-running television program and the only live weather broadcast on campus starts right now. This is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening. I'm your host, AJ Rickman. We begin with tonight's weather story. On this date in 1926, an F4 tornado struck a school in La Plata, Maryland, killing 14 students and faculty. It was the deadliest tornado in Maryland history. It was also on this date, in 2002, that the Veterans Day weekend tornado outbreak got underway. The outbreak began on the 6th with 9 tornadoes that struck western Tennessee, but by the end of the weekend, 76 tornadoes had struck 17 states and had killed 36 people. To discuss more on what's happening around the country, here's Danny with a look at our national forecast.
Thank you, AJ. So yeah, as we take a look here at the headlines this week across the country, so we've got strong storm activity out in the western portion of the United States. We have strong storms also in the central part of the United States, bringing some potentially severe weather and maybe a little bit of snow. We also have some warmer temperatures and a little bit quieter conditions in the east. I'll have that and more coming up for your national forecast.
Welcome back. Now, here's Danny with a look at what's happening around the nation.
Thank you, AJ. So if we take a look here at satellite and radar here across the country, so we've got a high pressure dominating areas of the northern United States and the Midwest. We've also got a bit of a stationary front sitting out in the western over the Rockies, over Denver here, bringing in some rain in the lower terrain areas and some snow up in the upper mountainous regions. And out east, we don't have really much going on as we have a bit of rain over here in the Toronto area into New York. But again, kind of quiet conditions for this kind of area at this time. So taking a look at temperatures across the nation, so we've got cooler temperatures up here in the north, 51 in Minneapolis, 40 in Toronto, 45 in Caribou, extending all the way out to the west coast where Seattle and Billings is seeing upper 40s. And then as you look down to the south, kind of a tight gradient here as you go a little bit further south, 74 in Miami, 64 in Atlanta, 67 in New Orleans, and then mid to upper 70s here in Texas and in the desert southwest. So now, taking a look at maybe some watches and warnings across the country. So the past couple of weeks, we've had some interesting weather across the nation. So it is that time of year. Winter is coming. And especially for parts of Washington where we're under a winter storm warning and winter storm advisory there for the Pacific Northwest. And then some other winter storm advisories here in portions of Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, and Colorado. So over the next couple of days, they might see some potential snowfall. So taking a look at the severe weather outlook. So we have a marginal risk here in portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Again, not a huge risk, but there are some potential for some slight chance of storms, maybe some lightning, but nothing too dangerous here. So taking a look at the upper atmosphere heights. So we're looking at Thursday at 6 a.m. So this lower batch here of lighter colors, that means some cooler air is coming down from Canada. So we're bringing that cooler, drier air into portions of the central U.S., while the eastern United States is kind of under a ridge pattern, which should bring some of that nicer, warm temperatures as that south temperature gradient comes through and brings some warm, moisture air. And again, kind of on the west, we have a bit of some moisture coming in from the Pacific Ocean, which could lead to a lot of showers over there and potentially some snow here over the next couple of days. So we progress here into 1:30, so we see the really dark blue in Minneapolis, so we got really cool dry air in parts of Minnesota, and that could lead to some snow showers into Friday morning as that cool air pushes through off into Chicago and St. Louis, and they could see some snow showers here towards the end of the week. Taking a look now at Futurecast here. So at 7 o'clock here tomorrow, we have a strong band of storms here extending from all the way up into Minneapolis down towards that region of the slight or marginal risk, for severe weather. So they could see a couple inches of rain. As we move forward here into Thursday morning, we get a little bit of rain here, again, extending from the Upper Peninsula down into parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. And we see a little bit of this blue here. Yes, that does mean snow in portions of Canada, Minnesota, North Dakota. Could see a few, maybe their first inch of rain, snow, coming up on Thursday and Friday. So taking a look nationally at what's happening again, the east is going to be under warm conditions, not a lot of rain going on, clear conditions there. But across the middle of the country, the dark green here is about 1 to 2 inches. The lighter green is about up to 1 inch. And this really hot spot here in Portland could see upwards of 3 to 5 inches as they get just hammered with rain off the Pacific Ocean. So taking a look here at our target city here in Lubbock, Texas, that is where the Iowa State Cyclones play this Saturday. So we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've got beautiful conditions, sunny skies. Temperatures dip from the upper 70s into the upper 60s and lower 70s, and into Saturday, the day the Iowa State Cyclones do play the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Looks like a perfect day for tailgating, going outside and watching a football game, and they have warmer conditions going into the start of next week.
Thank you, Danny, for that forecast. Now, let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. Tonight's trivia question is, when is the last day of Atlantic hurricane season? Is it A, November 15th, B, November 30th, C, December 1st, or D, January 1st? We'll have your answer coming right up. Now, let's have a look at the week ahead with Danny.
Thank you once again, AJ. I am back, unfortunately. So, for our headlines here this week, we have rain tomorrow here in portions of Iowa. We have a cold end of the week with some potential freezing temperatures coming back. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, we might get a little bit of snow here in the region of Iowa. I know some of you don't like it, but I know I certainly do, being from the upper north. So looking at current conditions out here at Memorial Union, so we're currently sitting at 51 with calm winds, clear skies, a perfect fall night to maybe go for a walk and enjoy what could be the warmest time you'll see in a very long time. So again, taking a look here at temperatures in Iowa here. So we've got eastern Iowa lower to upper 40s, or 50s, and upper Iowa here with some of that cooler air coming down. We have mid to lower 40s, and right here in Ames, we're again at 51 degrees. Taking a look at satellite and radar here. So we had a few stray showers up in portions of northern Iowa. Again, nothing too extravagant or heavy, but we did see a couple of stray showers here, and those clear out as they push to the east and dissipate off with the system moving that way. Taking a look at current wind speeds, so again, very calm here in Ames. We've got some unusual winds where they're coming from the northeast, not usual for the United States, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour. Again, not super blustery as we're usually used to in Iowa. So take a look at Futurecast here. So we look tomorrow morning at 8:30 on the drive out from home. So we see a couple rain showers here in Des Moines in southern Iowa, kind of lifting up through portions of northern Iowa. We take a look here at 4 o'clock, maybe on your drive home. We get heavy batches of rain near Des Moines and Creston as that system again starts to move east. And as we take a look here at 9:30, so heavy portions in Waterloo, moving through the eastern portions of the state, which could see significant amounts of rainfall over the next day or two. And that all clears out for your drive tomorrow, or Thursday morning, as clouds come through and the temperatures begin to drop. Again, Thursday at 11:30 p.m., you see a little bit of snow here from Minnesota. Cloudy conditions Thursday night, and into Friday morning, we might see some of that snow kind of barrel down here from the south, and we might get a few stray snowflakes. Maybe nothing that will stick on the ground, but something that might signify that winter is coming. So taking a look at the rainfall forecast, so forgot to zoom back in on this one, but as you can see, again, 1 to 2 inches here on the state of Iowa. Again, those darker greens are about 1 to 2 inches, maybe some local spots up to 3 inches, but again, much needed rain for Iowa as we are still kind of in a minor drought. So taking a look at forecast lows tonight, so upper 30s to lower 40s here across the portion of the state. And then looking into highs tomorrow, a little bit cooler than today. We got 52 in Ames, 55 in Des Moines. Southern portions of Iowa will be a little bit warmer. Up to the northwest and to the north will be a little cooler as that front starts to move through. So taking a look at tonight here in Iowa, here in Ames, outside Memorial Union, so we have increasing clouds, winds out of the north-northwest at 10 miles an hour, down to a low of about 39 degrees. And then tomorrow, we're going to see rain kind of push in and move in, high of 55 degrees with those winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So taking a look at the week ahead here, so again, rain Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday and Friday become very blustery and very cold as that front moves through. So we take a look in the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, upper 30s. And then as we head to the portions of next week, 40 on Monday and potentially warming back up to the lower 50s.
Thank you, Danny, for that forecast. And now, let's review tonight's trivia question. The question was, when is the last day of Atlantic hurricane season? Is it A, November 15th, B, November 30th, C, December 1st, or D, January 1st? Well, it is that time of year. Hurricane season's starting to wind down, and we're trading in tropical weather for some winter storms.
I know. I'm certainly looking forward to it, but apparently we haven't had a major hurricane across the whole globe in a month and a half. Pretty crazy for this time of year.
That is actually, yeah. And it was certainly an active hurricane season, so it's kind of surprising to see that it's been that long for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the answer to the question might surprise you, but it is actually B, November 30th. So coming up pretty soon.
I know. Maybe, who knows? Maybe an Atlantic storm comes through, brings in some moisture from the south, and it turns into snow. You never know.
It happened to the Northeast with Hurricane Sandy.
That's true.
Several years ago. It'd be interesting to see it happen in another part of the country.
There is certainly hope.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, that concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can find every show on YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later. Have a good night.